Yes, top of the evening, man. How is my content looking now? Now, all jokes aside, man, how's the content looking now, man? Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the cost of synthetic solutions?
Let's get this out there. I'm gonna put this out there tonight, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to turn up tonight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this. Let's get to it, right? We're gonna get to it, man. Cause see, I'm gonna tell you what, I wasn't gonna do this, right? But like I said, when the cowards start fucking with me, right? The internet cowards, they just let me know who I really am, right? So let's get to it. That's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna get to it, man. I'm gonna be playing some content, right? These boxer fans are in denial, like they always have been, like the cowards they are. A lot, and it's funny because boxing is far from a coward sport. It's a gladiator sport, but a lot of the content creators that cover it, men, are cowards. They are cowards with no honor. They are cowards, that stand with nothing, no merit, no substance, nothing. What we're going to do tonight, right, is they can shadow ban us all they want, but I'm going to stay on too. Like I said, I'm cool. I just put something in the oven, so I got time, and I want to address, this. I heard this content created today because Earl Spence tweeted something. Right, this is what Earl Spence tweeted, and the guys, they try to. This is what these content fans have been doing for so long. Whenever Earl Spence tweets something, they want to rally. Says, "Hey, shout out to executive producer, great live earlier there, brother. You held it down. Shout out to you." That's why I did not want to include this in that live. But I said, let me come back on. And I want to shout out James. James, you sparked me when you told me I was riding Jahad Tucker's coattail. It sparked me to come back in here and do another live stream. But this live stream is on this guy right here, the former unified champ. Right? Here, we're going to blow his tweet up because he said this, I didn't. So we're going to blow this up on the screen. Can you see that on the screen, CW? Can you see that on the screen? Right? Let me know if you can see that on this screen. Let me know if you see that on the screen, please. If you can see that on the screen, CW, if you're still up in here, type sauce or Shanewz, the news, in the chat, and I'm going to proceed. Yes, sir. Okay, so you see that. So Earl Spence tweeted that on X Friday afternoon, approximately 12 No, 2:25 p.m. I stumbled across some content today from the Earl Spencer Horlick, and he stated that Earl Spence, uh, you know, denies or whatever, right? But one thing, Earl Spence, you cannot deny, brother, and your boxing fans, they are in denial, right? Let me just pull up this guy's audio. Please let me know if you can hear his audio as well. We're going to take our time tonight. 3 in the building. Hopefully, we have 3 likes. Hit the like button. The likes are free. Upon coming in here, just hit the like, man. It doesn't cost you $1. Doesn't cost you $1. Hit the like button. 4 in the building. Let's run the likes up. Get the likes up. The likes are free. I'm not over here panhandling.
All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Errol Spence Jr. finally responds to the wild rumors flying around about him in his usual cryptic tweets. Let's talk about that in this video. We're in some type of beef, or there was a beef between Yellow Beezy and Mode 3, and Errol got mixed up in it. And somehow, when Errol's car flipped over, people were saying there was a Honda Accord right behind the car that I guess was at like a stoplight or something. I haven't looked at the footage, but there was a...
Stop lying. All right, there we go. The denial's already coming in. You haven't looked at the footage. Motherfucker, you look at everything. See, this has been Earl Spence's problem when it pertains to the community, the boxing community on YouTube. Anytime this guy's name is involved in something that is sketchy, they always want to look the other way. But the feds are coming. His partner, who I always refer to as his homie lover friend, I'm just going to say partner today. I'm going to be good. Is out on bond for murder for hire. Now, all of a sudden, the boxing guys, the boxing fans, they don't want to talk about these things anymore. Right? But once upon a time, Earl Spence and this guy, Yellow Beezy, were tight. Thick as thieves, man. I'm going to play some of those videos tonight, man. That's where I'm at, but I got time tonight, man. The content, how is my content now, right? Because we got to revisit a lot of this stuff, right? Matter of fact, let's get it up right now. We can get it up right now. The videos will come up, right? The videos will come up. We're going to have fun tonight, man. That guy should have never trolled my what's the name? You should have never trolled my comment. Because when you trolled my page with that bullshit comment, you pissed me off. You pissed me off. So now I'm going to expose all of you cowards. Right? I'm going to expose you cowards tonight. Right? I'm going to expose you cowards tonight. You cowards that sit online and do nothing. Now, check the vibes right here. God damn it. Let me know if you see these, right? Yes, he is. He absolutely is. Hey, but he's not the only one. He's not the only one. They don't want to speak, right? So we're going to pull up some receipts tonight. Now, I'm not even the smartest guy right here, but look. Let me know if you see this. Let me know if you see this. Right? Let me know if you see this. Can y'all see the screen? Is the screen visible? Is the screen visible? Now, all I simply did was, we're going to have the source tonight, man. Hit the like button, man. 3 in the building. I typed in Yellow Beezy and Earl Spence on YouTube. Look what came up. Yellow Beezy and Earl Spence Jr. do the ski. Well, there they go. Right, we're going to play these. I'm going to play these. Man, it was all good just a week ago. Look, man, these guys were thick as thieves. Everybody forgets about this. This is when he wanted to fight over Earl Spence's loss. Man down chain. We're gonna play a lot of this content tonight, man. We're gonna play a lot of this content. Look, they wanted to fight. Remember this? This was in Vegas after Crawford whooped his ass. Crawford had whooped his ass. And look, they want to fight everybody now. There goes Taisha. There goes Ebony. Look, they want to fight everybody, but they ain't nobody doing nothing. Right? Look, they want to fight everybody, but ain't nobody doing nothing. There goes Sweet. Look at Sweet, man. That's his uncle, dude, who WCS was referring to earlier. That he said I introduced him to. But damn, they want to jump on Crawford supporters and fans. Look, y'all wasn't going to do shit. You ain't going to do shit. Look, you ain't all this wolfing. Who threw a punch? Look, you ain't going to do shit. There goes Yella. Look, you ain't going to do shit. You ain't going to do shit. Look, ain't nobody do a motherfucking thing, right? Look, what? You ain't going to do shit. Look at him. You ain't going to do shit. Look, another one. You ain't going to do shit. EJ got his ass whooped. There goes Bernie, right? Shout out to Bernie, right? They was mad. They wanted to jump on Team Crawford, right? they wanted to jump on Team Crawford, right? Because Earl got his ass whooped in a fair fight that he made millions of dollars for. They wanted to jump on. Look, this is what sums it up right here, right? See, when you do wicked shit and you're foul and you're a snake in the grass, karma comes back on your ass, man. But if you notice how they didn't do a motherfucking thing but make a scene, all that was scene making. That's called scene making. What we just watched, right? That's called scene making. But look, we're gonna get to some of these videos right here with Earl, man. Earl and his double life he was living. Right? The double life of Earl Spence, right? The double life, right? Earl was living a double life that nobody wanted to admit to, right? Here he is with Yellow Beezy. Let me know if y'all can see this, right? See, look, it was all good, man. Look at the comments, right? Look, y'all, look at the comments, right? 3 years ago. This was 3 years ago. This video. Earl, you have a bright future. Be careful with whom you hang around. You see that comment? You see that comment? We got time tonight, CW. We got time tonight. They don't want to mess with me. They don't want to mess with me, man. Share the content, like the content. Let them know Sauce is cooking right now, man. Hold all calls, God damn it. Hold all calls. I'm a content creator right now, right? Y'all didn't want me to be a manager. Y'all didn't want me to be this. Y'all didn't want me to be media. So tonight I'm an effing blogger, and we gonna blog. So hold all the calls, God damn it. Hold all the calls. But it's cool when they do it. He said, Earl, you have a bright future. Be careful with whom you hang around. Now, look, I just want to show some of the replies. Look, this has always been the issue. He's just having fun with his friends. Relax. That friend right now is on bond for murder for hire. So maybe this guy right here knew something. Be careful, right? His surroundings made him lose in an embarrassing fashion. Damn. Fighting a far more superior boxer and being flat-footed, pressure made him lose in an embarrassing fashion. He could have been hanging out with the Pope. Would have been the same outcome. Damn. Nah, he was definitely drinking and smoking, and allegedly one of his major car accidents was because of beef between Yellow, Breezy, and Mo 3. Damn. Coming home to roost. Wow. Bro, you were... Oh, man. See, look. He said to it, bro, you were a prophet. prophetic with this. He was right. He called it. That's why I want to show this. It has nothing to do with him getting hit too much and leaving himself exposed 12 days ago. Look, these guys are still hurt, man. While Crawford is in the gym, I just want to pull those pants up. I couldn't pay. Oh, man. But remember, let's go back to the initial comment. Earl, you have a bright future. Be careful who you hang around. Be careful who you hang around. Well, it's too late for that now. Because that guy right there is out on bond for murder for hire. But the boxing fans who, a lot of these guys who did many videos on this guy, do not want to talk about this. They don't want to talk about it, right? Some of these guys sit on lives and they live stream for hours and hours, and they don't want to talk about these things. Why? Why they don't want to talk about these things is, to me, it's content. And like I said, it's cool when they do it. It's cool when they do it, but they don't want to talk about these things now. CW, do you have an opinion on that? You don't have to jump on the live. You can just put it in the chat. Do you have an opinion on that? He said the sauce is cooking. Wings are delicious. Thank you. I'm trying to get better. How was the content? But these are some of the comments, man. These were some of the comments, man. Right? Dance in the ring with Crawford. Your ass won't be two-stepping, man. Right? Feminine. Right? But that was 3 years ago, right? Remember, Mo3 was murdered 5 years ago. So 3 years ago, they was dancing the night away. Dancing the night away, right? But after all of that dancing, now look, these are the videos that's out. Earl Spence Jr. not supporting Yellow Beezy after the Mo3 murder. 2 weeks ago, shout out to my guy, God Fair TV. So he's not supporting him, right? But 3 years ago, they was dancing the night away. I just showed y'all the video. But this is the content that is out that people are actually talking about, but not the boxing people. The boxing people really don't have too much to say. Look, this was just 9 months ago. This was the Frank Martin fight week when they were together, right? Look, they're stepping through Vegas, right? Because that's when Frank Martin fought Tank Davis last year, I believe, right? Look at these guys stepping. So is it fair to say that they were partners, right? That's what I'm trying to show. That they were partners. You see, I didn't say homie, lover, friends, or lovers or none. I said partners. They were down for each other at some point, right? But now all of a sudden, the boxing community, these content creators, none of these guys want to talk about that. The other guy put out a statement or content and was like, oh, this boxing has nothing to do with it, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I get it. You don't want to talk about it because it's Egypt. But I could recall you putting out content of him and Yellow Beezy when it was all good. But now that man is charged and out on bond for capital murder, it's a bad look. I was at this fight 6 years ago. This was the Frisco to Star. I got the picture with Yellow Beezy right here when they walked out. See, to me, this has always been his problem. There's so many extras. There's so many just extras. Like you don't need all of that, right? And I get it. You don't need all that. Look, it's just too much, right? It's too much. Like, look at all these people walking them to the stage. That's what it was, the stage, the ring. I remember being here. I was here. This was at the Star, right? Then the next day was Father's Day. We all ate together. But to me right here, I knew here Then the day after, when we all ate in Cedar Hill at his auntie's house, right? I just knew then. I said, yeah, this guy has the wrong people around. Hey, right here, look, before and after. These are all live streams that other content creators are making. But you know, the boxing people they don't want to talk about it, man. They don't want to talk about it. And then they get mad. They get mad when you talk about this shit. They get mad when you talk about this shit. But look, this is what's out there. They got to make it make sense. He said, I think about Terrence Crawford all the time. They hate that, man. Yeah, they hate. Yo, let me say this, right? This was one of Terrence Crawford's homeboys, right? What do you think the coverage would be like from the boxing community, CW? What do you think? If the shoe was on the other foot and Yellow Beezy was Terrence Crawford's homeboy, and Terrence Crawford was in all these photos and doing all this stuff with him, and then he was charged with capital murder, how do you think these guys would have been carrying it, CW? You think they would have been putting out content on it? They would have been speaking on it, right? How do you think, man? I know they would. Because look how the content they was putting out, right? And they always talk about, oh, keep it boxing, keep it boxing. Now it's not boxing because it's Earl. Now it's not news because it's Earl, right? That's why, me personally, I always knew that I was going to have to evolve, right? When I was Jack with Fitness and I was doing media, I was like, nah, this would never be what it is for me, because I'm not one of these guys that's not going to report. I'm going to, if I'm going to do news, Shanewz, I don't care. I'm going to report. Like what I did today, right? And yesterday, right? I said what I need to say about Jihad. They need to bring in help. I agreed with Timothy Bradley, right? I didn't get on here and say, oh, yeah, yada, yada, yada. No, that's an accurate statement. I said he needs to sit down more in between the rounds, right? I was like, all that standing up shit is cool, but that's not it no more. You're going to start fighting much elite fighters. They pick up on all these things too, right? Now, if I wasn't me, I would have been like, oh, everything is all peaches and cream. No. But that's why I always knew, media-wise, that wasn't going to be the end game for me. Because I seen, and you see it right now, most media guys, their integrity is for sale. Your integrity is for sale. And I know you guys are saying, oh, your integrity is for sale. Somebody can cut you a check right now for $1 million and own your channel, own your, what's the name? Absolutely not. If somebody comes to cut me a check for $1 million, I'll say, all right, well, you purchasing some CMOS? What are we doing? It's not for me to push a narrative. I'm not doing that. I'll take your $1 million and we could come to the table on something, but as far as you owning me or owning my voice, I don't do that. If you're willing to give me $1 million, I know I could get more than $1 million. I know I can make more than $1 million. But see, these content creators don't think like that. They get $100 super chat and sell their ass. They will sell their ass. Yeah, they would have crucified them, CW. That's a fact. That's a fact. But you see, they're not even reporting on this with EJ. They're not even reporting on this. Fanon finally did a video. Blue did a video a couple days ago after EJ tweeted something, right? I didn't hesitate. The moment that this guy was arrested 2 weeks ago, I was over it. I was covering this. These guys didn't want to cover it. They don't want to talk about it. But thank you for the other bloggers, right? But look at this. Look at this fake video right here. This is what EJ was addressing. That's why I want to pull it up. Feds exposed everything. Earl Spence arrested at the airport after TMZ leak. This is what he was talking about. Because somebody sent this to me. And I was like, bro, these niggas just do clickbait. Look, this shit damn near got 50,000 views. Fake ass news, man. Fake ass. And look how well put together this video is. This video is so well put together, right? And people watched this shit. Watched it. Almost 50,000 views. Like, this shit was so fake. If Earl Spence would have been arrested, that shit would have shut headline news down. But people watch this shit. This is the YouTube, man. That's what he was talking about when he said people believe everything that's on YouTube. Right? But this guy, look, you see how he tried to switch it over to this. Nah, he ain't talking about that, because if you watch that footage, that was a Honda Accord that watched that other car flip over and didn't even stop. I don't know no pedestrians that do shit like that, bro. That Honda Accord came through there speeding, right? Like, you just didn't see that car flip the fuck over. But yeah, you was just speeding, like you didn't, you had no concern. You don't even got to be a good Samaritan, right? You see some shit like that happen. That's what I was explaining last week. I was like, yo, if you even witness some shit like that, you're gonna pull over. If it looked like that car just hightailed it out of there. Yeah. It looked like that car just hightailed it out of there. But you can't report on certain things, man. You heard CW? You can't report on certain things, man. CW said, what you're worth the source. Yeah, these guys will sell their ass, man, for a super chat. For a super chat, man. Like I said, so anybody, I'm a businessman. Somebody can come cut a check, sponsorship, endorsement, deal like that. But I'm gonna come with my stipulations and regulations. They not like right now. If they was to be like, all right, I like your content, I'm gonna sponsor you, I'm gonna give you XYZ amount of money every month to do your what's the name, but you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. I'm gonna come right back to the table and say, you know what, I like the deal, I like the offer, but if this isn't really syndicated and I'm still the UGK Underground King, I can't take that deal. Now, if we're talking syndication and all this other stuff, we can negotiate. But as far as my content is my content. I'm not gonna, if something is news, I'm not bending it or twisting. I'm gonna put my twist, what I call the source experience on it. These guys, and we're watching right now. Me and somebody was talking about the boxing voice, and I said, yo, that's been sold. I was like, that's sold, man. Right? I was like, he got to do what he got to do. Right? Once you sell your soul, and you can tell when people sell their soul, man. That's why a lot of people don't like me, because they know. You know how many times, and I talked about this on years ago. I said, man, I probably could have been the biggest YouTuber already. They came to me with that deal. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. Right? Exactly, CW. Let me pin that, man. I might, yo, CW, hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick. Bear with me real quick, CW. Bear with me. Bear with me. He said, you know how much, and no sell out either. Thank you for that comment. Here it is right there. Thank you for that, CW. See what it says? CW's was, you know how much you're worth, and no sellout either. That's a fact. But a lot of these guys can't say that. They cannot say that because, like I said, their channel is up for sale. We watch it all the time. We watch guys with nothing going on. They'll sell out for a super chat. That right there, that little $5 I just gave. They'll sell out for those, man. They get a couple of donations, a couple of cash apps. They're selling out for that, man. Their channel, everything is in up. It's all for sale. But sticking back to what the topic is, right? This guy Street Tides caught up to him, man. They caught up to him. Look, here's another one. Fake news, right? No, he was. Everybody knows he wasn't arrested, but he's going to be brought in for questioning, right? Look at this. Look, Champ side 7 months ago, right? He was reporting on Yellow Beezy. Remember, Yellow Beezy did the sit down with Say Cheese TV, right? And he said that Earl Spence wasn't high against Terrence Crawford. Remember, everybody these guys were partners, man. They were homies, right? But the moment he got arrested, shout out to CW, matching the $5 donation, killing it. Hold on. Man, we are on fire tonight, man. Let me match that right back at you, CW. Yes, thank you for that so much, CW. I responded to you there, brother. He says, CW said, how is the content looking now? Yes, how is it looking now? How is the content looking now? And CW, I don't know if you can see my response to you, good brother, but I said this. It's not the content no more. How is the source experience looking now? Yes, we got him, CW. We got him. How is the source experience looking now? But yeah, you see how these guys, this is Champ side right here. He was reporting on that. But the moment he got arrested and murdered for hire and all this other stuff, that's why I say these guys, I could never be like these guys. Now they don't want me to be an agent. They don't want me to recruit and try to connect the pieces and help fighters to get signed and situated. But they don't even know. I'm not even talking about it no more. They're just going to see everything start unfolding. Right? They're just going to see everything start unfolding slowly but surely. That's why I've been cutting ties with a lot of people. Because a lot of people are showing, like, growth scares people, man. Especially when people secretly don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you grow. Like James, the guy James that commented and said that I was riding. Wait, hold on. Let me get to his comment real quick. Let me pull that up, right? Let's go to that comment, right? I want to get a read from some of y'all over here, right? I want to get a read from some of y'all. Can y'all see this comment? Do y'all see this comment over here? Right? Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that in my chat right now. Can y'all see that comment? This guy with a fake page, James D.R. whatever, he said, I'm confused. You have no part in his success. Why are you riding his coattails? He said that about a video that I put up calling myself Mr. 10%. And you know what I responded to him? And I said, I'm not riding his coattails. I'm simply promoting what I do and who I am and who I have become. Yes, Mr. 10%, I can help connect the dots. I have a lot of connections now. So when I say that I can connect the dots, that is not riding nobody's coattail. And as you see in the table that I displayed today at the library, my studio settings, I had my CMOS, which is a product that I move. I also had my merchandise, which been in heavy rotation. So when you say I am riding coattails and I have no parts of success, I say this to you, James, you coward, commenting from a fake page. I may not have no parts of his success in the ring, which I do not take credit for because he is his own fighter. But when it comes to him being successful, as far as connecting the dots, I believe Jihad told you that for himself.
Speaking of the big elephant in the room, man, you signed with Top Rank.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little backstory as to how you even linked that up, man. At 17 years old, signing with Top Rank.
Shout out Jack.
How was that for you?
Shout out Jackal Fitness. That's the only answer I can give you. He made his cause. Shout out Mike Prince. Mike Prince got me in touch with Jay. Jay, like we saw, he got me in touch with Top Rank, and we made it happen. Mob ties. See me?
Hey, he just explained to you. No, hey, there's no other way to explain it like that. Shout out to Jackal Fitness, man. Official in the game. I appreciate them. Solid group of brothers, man. I'm glad they was able to link you up, man. That's positive shit right there, man. It's good to hear that.
Oh yeah, and Jackal, he always showed love, especially coming out of LI, around the same area. So when Jackal, he made the call, and we talking to Mike Prince, I'm like, oh shoot, man, I'm really about to get signed,
Yeah, so James, when you say I have no parts of his success, you are right. I do not get in the ring and fight for him, but I do help to connect the dots, James. So I just want to put that out there for a disclaimer. And the reason why I say Mr. 10%, because I'm just letting others know, because a lot of people do get at me. That's why I say serious inquiries only, but it's 10% for my services. It's 10%, and I can make other phone calls. So yes, James, when you say I'm riding the coattail, no, you coward in the shadows. I am promoting my goods and services. I don't work for free. I'm established, stamped and certified now. So if somebody, and look, I can make multiple phone calls now. I have one thing about when you actually perform, and shout out to my good partner today that hit me up behind the scenes. He thought I was in Vegas. He was congratulating me. I was like, no, I wasn't out there. I'm doing other things right now. But he was like, yo, they watched the evolution. They know. That's why I say now, you can't lie no more. You can't hide no more, right? But when people are hitting me up and they want me to do whatever, whether it's content or marketing and all that, I'm like, yo, I don't work for free. It's Mr. 10%, man. What are we talking here, man? What are we talking here? So, James, please come through now. I'll leave your comment up there. We can get some understanding. What coattails am I riding? All I do is come on here and promote who I am, what I do. And now also, I like to add, right? We have options, right? I also now promote what my children do as well. If you don't want to work with me, maybe you could work with my children, right? That's all I do, right? But hey, what do I know? What do I know, right? But yeah, that was for James, and thank you for sparking me tonight, James. Toby, how you doing, man? They love me in London. Yo, Jihad beat one of the Commonwealth champions over there. Shout out to Troy Williamson, man. You earned a fan last night, brother. Even though you lost to my nephew, Jihad, I respect you. You fought a valiant fight, and you made Jihad a champion, right? See, the one thing about us, me especially, right? They can't erase what you were. You are a British Commonwealth champion. Yes, this was your first fight in the States. It did not turn out in your favor, but you are still a game warrior. And like I said, had Jihad fought you over there and been from over there, he would be classified as a champion right now. So let's not allude or forget about that. But hopefully all is well with you, Toe, right? Hopefully all is well. But back to this, man. These guys don't even want to talk about Earl Spence and this guy no more, man. And these guys was putting out hella content at once upon a time, right? They was like, James, look, see, y'all shut James's ass down. Can y'all see the comments? Right? Can y'all see the comments? I'm confused. You have no parts in the success. Look how I shut that coward down. He couldn't even come back around. He's probably in the shadows watching right now. I said, yeah, you're right. I only connect the dots. But thanks for the comment. Shanewz Box, Emotion Talk, Mr. 10%. And by the way, I'm riding my own coattail, promoting my goods and services. Hope you caught that sauce experience now. But hey, what do I know? Well, yeah, James ain't going to come around. James is a coward that probably knows me and commented from a fake page. But look, 5 years ago, right? 5 years ago, Earl Spence and Yellow Beezy, they were doing this. 5 years.
Niggas is still ice baby.
Hey, I mean, I know what the fuck going on.
Yeah, tell you niggas is still ice baby. You understand?
You already know.
Ice say that game.
I know. Stop.
Yes, ice ski.
Get up out my motherfucking kitchen and eat my food.
Hey, bro. Get your bitch ass out my kitchen, man.
I'm gonna talk shit. Sounds like he do shit.
Niggas is still ice baby.
Look, that was 5 years ago, man. Yeah, they was kicking it, man. That was him and Yellow right there. But nobody wants to talk about that no more, man. Nobody wants to talk about that no more. Why? Because the man got murder for hire charges. He's out on bond. But it's funny. Like I said, it is hilarious now that a lot of these same content creators that was putting out content on all of this, when they was hanging together, when they was styling and profiling, no longer want to talk about it, man. No longer want to talk about it. No longer want to talk. Yeah, oh, CW, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go to the strawberries or when he had him in a headlock and he was Earl Tyson. Yeah, he was Earl Mike Tyson and he was kissing on him. You're my girlfriend. You're my girlfriend. He was kissing on him. Remember that video? Yes, he said Troy is one tough MFer. He's been in some real tough fights. Never in a bad fight. Gives everything. Yes, he is. That's why I said they really thought Troy was going to shock Jihad, man. They brought him in to rock Jihad to sleep, man. That guy's 20-3, man. He's a quality, good guy. He's a British Commonwealth champion. That's why, if you notice, I didn't really do no promoting of the fight, man. Normally, I'd be up. I'd be dropping mad content. I did nothing of the such because I wanted to wait till after the fight was over to really talk my shit. I still ain't really talk. I might talk a lot of shit this week, right? I just, I'm learning. Because like I said, I got a lot of these guys so nervous in the game right now. A lot of these guys that attempted to blackball me on some media shit. A lot of these guys that attempted to blackball me on some content creator shit, I got them so nervous right now, man. But they don't need to be nervous of me. They need to be nervous of the God in me. Especially if you were somebody who tried to close doors and stop me and my family from eating and growing. Or even if you were somebody that even tried to backdoor me and stole from me and my family. That's what you need to be concerned of, because I'm on it like the color purple. Anybody that ever did wrong by me, you don't have to worry about me doing anything to you, because it's already done to you. Until you do right by me, nothing good is coming your way. Hopefully you caught that. So how is the content looking now? Going back to C-Dub with the $5 donation. How is the content looking now, man? How is my content looking now, man? We cooking tonight, man. How's it looking, man? 7 in the building. Somebody answer that, man. It's free. We already got paid tonight. Like, yo, Bernard Hopkins. Shout out to Bernard Hopkins. I don't know what you talking about. We got paid tonight, man. How's the content looking, man? Feel free to comment, man. Feel free to comment, man. Right? He said that video with EJ and Yellow Beezy was crazy. Facts. Look, we can even, it'll pop up, right? Yellow Beezy, look, and Earl Spence, look, kissing. You put that in, right? Watch it come up, right? See, we having fun tonight, man. It's called content making. This is called content making. Watch it come right up. There it is. See how it came up? You see how it came up? Look. There, Mike Tyson. That was Mike Tyson. I'm not even gonna play it. Look, he's Mike Tyson. That's Earl Tyson. The Mike Tyson came out of him. Yellow Beezy was his bitch, respectfully. Look at him. Look, Earl knew that was his bitch. That's why he put the chain on him. Look, right here. That's why he put the chain on him. Look. He got the chain on. That's his.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro?
His girlfriend.
Nigga gay,
Clarify that. When you always heard me say that's my lover, man. That's my brother. He said that's his lover. You heard him, right? Look, he said it. I didn't. Look, we'll bring it back.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro?
He said his girlfriend.
Nigga gay,
My brother. He said that's my brother. That was his lover. Now, Malik, you might have to slide on this one, Malik. Ain't no reaching, Malik. And Malik, you from Brooklyn, man. Malik, you might have to slide up out of here, because if you are even attempting to defend this, Malik, you are from Brooklyn. You defending this? You was in the live earlier getting at Jay Prince, but you're defending this homo activity? Respectfully? Like, nah, it's my brother. No, you niggas was on some weird.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro?
He said his girlfriend.
Nigga gay,
He was on that potion, man. He was trying to get you in the booty. That was E booty right there, man. He knew you was a bitch, right? He knew you was heading to prison. He was getting you ready. He was getting you ready, respectfully, man. He was getting you ready. That's E booty right there, man. How is my content looking now? That was old E booty right there, man. That was E booty, man. E was trying to get him in the booty, man. What you think, man? 7 in the building. What does that look like to you? That's my brother.
Bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro?
He said his girlfriend.
Nigga gay,
That was another TikTok, all right. Remember the other one? He did, where his girl had him doped up, and they said it was a TikTok prank. I guess that was a TikTok prank too, right? I guess that was a TikTok prank too. How is the content looking now, man? Going back over here to my man CW. Thank you for the $5 donation, man. How is the content looking now? Oh, E booty, man. Now you see, these are just simple things, right? This is content, man. be mad at me, right? But all I did was type in Yellow Beezy, Earl Spence kissing. Look what came up, man. But now these guys aren't talking about none of this. That guy right there, he's home, out on bond. But he got locked up for murder for hire. He got locked up for murder for hire. And if he's convicted of that charge, he's going to have to worry about other Earl Spence incidents like that, man. Because I'm pretty sure the guys in the Who scale seeing these videos too. I'm like, oh, you like that type of stuff, don't you, there, fella? That's what you into, huh? You into that type of stuff, huh, there, fella? He said EJ was going to get him ready for jail. Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. That was old E Booty. That wasn't EJ. That was E Booty. Yo, what's that guy's name? I think he's from Texas. The Booty Bandit nigga, Fleece. What is it? Fleece Johnson? That was Fleece Johnson right there. That wasn't Earl. That was the Booty Bandit, man. How is my content looking now? Huh? How's the content looking now, man? Are y'all enjoying the content, man? Are y'all enjoying the content, man? You know? But these are simple things when you Google search or YouTube search. This shit comes up, man. But it's funny how, like, none of these guys are talking about it right now. None of these guys that was making videos. Remember when all this was jumping off, right? You guys were making videos on it. That's his brother. They brothers. They ain't brothers no more now. I guess they ain't brothers no more, right? They ain't homies no more, right? They ain't homies no more. Now, my whole thing is this, right? You was ready to kiss that, man. You had him in a headlock. You should have had that 200 up for him, man. Remember, they had on the matching chains right there. But apparently, right? Apparently, he had to cut ties with him. But man, they had some good times together, man. They had some good times together, man. That the boxing fans don't want to talk about. That's why I can't really look. This is all them together right here. But like I said, all the boxing fans, the same ones that was doing content when these guys were, hanging and kicking it, they don't even want to talk about this no more. Finally, Fanon came out and tried to clean it up. No, but Earl Spence wasn't talking about this. Earl Spence was talking about the other video that I showed where the guy said that he got locked up at the airport. That's what he was talking about. But salute to the content creators that are actually out here putting out content. See, look, these guys were dancing and prancing, all that, man. All of that, man. But no more. No more. How is the content looking now? God damn it. How are we looking now? That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Got all the time on me. Got all the time on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Got all the time on me. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That nigga was kissing on me. That was me, baby. That was me, baby. But this is the Sauce Experience. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my sauce tonight. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Likes is free, man. Me and CW already paid y'all tab for y'all, man. We looked out for y'all. The likes is free, man. The likes are free, man. And that's on me, baby. And that's on me, baby. Got all this out on me. Got all this out on me. And that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. He was kissing on me. Man. I know they can't wait to get a hold of Yella. Woo-hoo. They can't wait to get a hold of Yella, man. Yeah, the way EJ had him gripped up, boy. Let me find out EJ knew something. He was getting him ready. They probably call him butterscotch up in there. Come here, butter. They're gonna be like, come here, butter. Come here, old butter. Hey, it's just content, right? It's cool when they do it, right? It's cool when they do it. He was getting butter ready, man. Yeah, remember that song? Shout out to the brothers, man. I think they was from Minnesota. They was like, never try me, stand right by me, honey. You're my wifey, right? He was getting her ready, man. He might be somebody's wifey in a couple years, man. Never try me, stand right by me, right? You're my wifey. He might be somebody's wifey. That's gonna be butter. He gonna go from yellow to butter. He gonna be like, come here, butter. Ow! Pow! Yes. How is my content looking now, man? Right? Shout out to CW, right? How is the content looking now? Never try me, stand right by me, right? He's getting them ready, man. He getting that brother ready, man. Don't be mad at me. It's content, man. It's only content, man. Well, he getting that brother ready. He's getting that brother ready for the prison system. Because if he's convicted, you best believe they're gonna be ready for him, man. They seen them videos. He likes to sag. He likes to show his booty. They're gonna be like, that on me, baby. That's on me, baby. Got all the side on me. Yes. Got all the side on me. He was getting butter ready, man. I mean, yellow, not butter. My bad. He said, I thought EJ was kissing. Oh, man, that's crazy. Yes, that is crazy. But how is the content looking now, man? You know, how is the content looking now? But this is the Sauce Experience, the news by Shanewz. It's just content. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's on you. But like I said, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do. Media, marketing, management, riding coattails. But yes, if you guys are going to hit me up, though, on a serious tip, it's 10%, man. For the goods and services, man. You know what I bring to the table. And if you're upset at me for always promoting and marketing what I do, maybe you need to do some things or find some things that you do other than live streams, or live streams, like I like to say. This is the No Jealous Fan Zone over here, right? I am a content don. And in closing, I want to say this. I want to say thank you, CW, for the donation tonight, right? For the donation, right? Also, don't be mad at me for promoting what I do. Like I said, find something that you do. Promote and market what you do. That's all I do, is promote and market what I do. And like I said, the ones that are upset about what I promote and market is because they are probably people who've been trying to hinder me, lie on me, and keep me hidden. But the only coattail that I ever been riding, and I showed that, right? I walked away from Jackal Fitness, and Shanewz Boxing is bigger, better than that ever was. And they tried to say that back then, that I was riding this guy's coattail. Not on me. And I said that never was. I am the magic. I am the source, right? And I will do it again and again and again. And these people know that, but they want it for free. It doesn't go for free. 10%. 10%, man. I could be like 30%. I could be like 20%. I'm like 10%, man. I don't work for free, man. Tomorrow morning when I wake up and go into work, I don't work for free. When I get in heavy equipment tomorrow, that's not for free. I don't even do content for free no more. My channel is monetized. So why would I call or try to connect dots for you or put you in position for free? Like, come on, man. What do you got enough content crabs and crows that do everything for free. Free content. You know, just free sitting around. I don't do nothing for free, man. Right? We're going to close on that, man. Nothing for free, man. Nothing for free, man. Nothing for free over here, man. But CW, thank you for the donations tonight. Appreciate you, my guy. This is another shout out to you. This is another shout out to you. Appreciate you. Got an hour of fire content. How is the content looking now? But this is the Source experience. Media marketing management. Yes, management. Mentorships. Like, get with me, man. Or just continue to watch in the shadows and be like James. Send, derogatory hate messages and shit like that. But like I said, at the end of the day, you're not stopping nothing. What you are doing is blocking your own blessing, because what you think you're doing to me is turned right back on you. And not only is it back on you, like I said, you're not going to grow. You will not grow, right? Not only will you not grow, you will curse yourself. But hey, what do I know?
Oh my gosh, it's sweating. Down, Narina. Down, Narina. I'm taking a video. You want to be famous?
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tuimu-Helua. I'm a top-ranked knockout, and I want to give a shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.
I ain't never had more people hate on me. I didn't even know they knew who I was. I didn't know you cared. You know how many people are lurking in your life, looking at every Facebook post, everything you do, but they won't comment and they won't press the like button, but they steady scrolling, just a bunch of scrollers. They so worried about what you're doing, and it's because they can't stop what God wants to do in your life. So since you watching, watch this. Watch me praise him. Watch me elevate. Watch me go higher. Watch me get free. Watch me get healed. Watch me stay blessed. Watch me drive what I want to drive.
This is your boy Jamel Simplified Herring, and I'm with the best in the world, the best from Long Island, the Sauce Talk Podcast. Hey, we doing big things. Shout out to everybody out there in LI as well. Simplified, salute.
Yes, you know the vibes.